All right, we are gonna get some farming simulator started now. Let me get everything turned on. There we go. Cool. Yeah, farm simulator. We're almost done with this run, guys. We're at 676,000 bucks. Obviously, our goal is to get to $1,000,000. Not too far away. I don't think we'll finish it tonight. But probably the next stream, maybe. We'll see. It is definitely very close. We're getting very close. So, hopefully all that works out here soon. You are, let me just turn you on, but I can come over there and unload you. But, yeah, I just want to say welcome. Hey, Built to Explore. I'm glad you can join, and I'm glad you can finally catch a live stream. Very cool. By the way, speaking of farming simulator, I know that the FarmCon is going on right now. It was in Germany, I guess it is. I was watching a little bit of the pre-show kind of video on Farm Simulators, I guess their YouTube channel or whatever. They were kind of showing off a little bit of Farming Sim 25, a little bit of like the graphical improvements, as well as some of the stuff around rice, things like that. So there's still a lot to learn, a lot we don't know, but I will say the graphics, especially the lighting, looks really cool. So it's gonna be a good version of the game. I'm looking forward to Farm Sim 25 for sure. As I'm sure all of you guys are as well. Very exciting to have lots of cool, fun, new games coming up over the next 6 to 8 months. Just about every game I have on the channel has a sequel coming out over the next, 6 months or so. Maybe a little bit longer if you count Civ 7. Because I don't know exactly when Civ 7 is going to come out. It's going to be coming out in 2025. But between, I got F1 Manager coming up. We got a Football Manager, obviously, every year. We got Farm Simulator. We got Civilization. All the big games that I play are definitely got sequels coming up. Or expansions, or whatever you want to call them at the time. I guess most of them are sequels. I get you repaired, my friend. Yeah, Farm Sim 25 looking pretty beautiful. I mean, I'm pretty excited about the graphical improvements for sure, and we'll see what kind of other improvements. They showed off a little bit of the rice stuff. Obviously, I guess the expectation is that rice is going to be done differently, depending on if you use the Asian method of planting and harvesting rice, or you use the American version. In the American version, you just seed the rice directly into a watered down field, right? In both situations, the field is flooded with water. But in the American version, you just use a normal seeder and seed the rice directly into the ground, and then you just use a normal harvester. So it really is the same equipment. But in the Asian kind of style, you actually have to pre-grow the rice stalks, or the rice kind of little, whatever you want to call them, the little shoots or whatever. You have to pre-grow them in a greenhouse, and then you collect all the stuff in the greenhouse into a pallet that you load onto a back of a specialized planter that then plants those pre-grown little plants basically into that wet soil. So definitely a different way of doing things. But we'll see. We'll have to at least try the Asian method at least once, but more than likely I'm just gonna, if I'm doing rice, I'm probably just gonna be doing the method they use in the United States, because it's overall much simpler and less equipment. Same equipment we use for everything else, which is very convenient. You're good. What are you doing? Okay, you were hauling stuff. Okay, so let's get you over there. Unload that other guy. I haven't showed anything about the animals, I don't think, yet. At least not in the video I was watching. It was all about, like, the graphical improvements, as well as a little bit about rice and stuff. There might be other videos that are going to be showing up over the next few days during the course of, I'm sure there will be, obviously, during the course of FarmCon, that will show off some of the other features that they're adding in. Goodness, driving a tractor while trying to sneeze at the same time is kind of dangerous, especially one with a spiky fork on the front of it. How much slurry do we still have over here? A lot of slurry. All right, let me get you moved over to the next field as well. They did show off a little bit of the map, the new map for the United States. It's like a very river and kind of waterway based map. There's some sort of ferry on the map that you can use to get across the river and things like that. We'll see how it plays out, but the water looks really good, which is cool. Obviously, they're going to have a new Asian map, and then I'm assuming they're going to have some sort of European map. I mean, the game's made in Germany or Switzerland? Something like that over there. So obviously, they're very close to Europe. I would imagine every version of Farm Sim is going to have a European map as one of the options. Although I guess this year had two more European maps, didn't it? It had the one in Switzerland, and it had the one in, well, I say what, Switzerland. The one in the mountainous regions. And then it had the one in, was it kind of France or something like that? And of course they've added in the kind of Eastern European map with Sri Lanka. Hey, Vespato, how's it going? Just a reminder before I forget, I'll try to remind at the end of the stream as well, but I will not be streaming next week. And I also won't be driving next week. I have family coming into town, so I will be out for the whole week. Should still be some Sri Lanka videos going up though throughout the week, because I should be able to get enough of a backlog over the next few days to make sure that there is no missing Sri Lanka stuff. So you'll still have Farming Sim content, just won't have this run anymore, which is why I was hoping we'd finish this run, to be honest. This would be a perfect time to finish this run, but I just don't think we're going to get there in time tonight. Speaking of farming, I was looking at a game before I started the stream that it's called The Farmer Was Replaced. It's a cute little game. I mean, it's loosely based on farming, right? Like it is technically farming, but the whole point of the game is that you have a little drone that does the farming for you, and you actually have to write Python style code to get the drone to do what you want it to do. So it's like it's a game that can kind of teach you programming, and you know the whole point is to automate your little drone. So I might try that out at some point. It looks like it's a cute little game. I've never personally actually coded in Python. I code in C# primarily, although lately I've been coding a lot more in PL SQL and Oracle, and so I've never really had a chance to get into Python. I mean, I've looked at it because I think our QA teams at my job uses Python for all of our automation, but I've never really kind of delved into it myself. it's been an opportunity for me to kind of experiment with a little bit of Python, and I like the idea of automation and stuff like that. I'm a little nervous about like recording videos for it though, because the thing about coding is that you could be the best coder in the world and somebody somewhere is going to tell you that you did it wrong. Like coding is it's so objective and subjective at the exact same time. And what I mean by that is objectively, like coding either does what it's supposed to do or it doesn't, right? There's no in between there. Like you either like, it's just the way it is. I either code that when I push the button on my controller, this tractor goes forward, or I don't. Like it either works or it doesn't. But subjectively, how I code it to do that action is there's going to be a bazillion opinions, and everybody's going to have an opinion that one way is the wrong way, one way is the right way, and everything in between. At the end of the day, if a code works, it's the right code. Simple as that. You do have to take into account small things like performance issues, memory space, things like that. Although I will admit, memory concerns are becoming less of a thing than they used to be, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. Memory's so cheap these days that you can typically write very inefficient code that uses up lots of memory and nobody will really care. It might not be the most advisable way to do it, but it typically doesn't matter too much these days. But I will say that, once you get past the performance hurdles, really the nature of the code itself is, as long as it works, it works. So we'll see. I might brave the likelihood of critical remarks. At the end of the day, I guess if I write code and somebody thinks it's terrible code, it doesn't matter because I get paid a pretty decent amount of money to code. And so obviously I'm doing something right. That's all I've got to say. So at the end of the day, somebody's paying me a good chunk of money to write code on a daily basis. So no matter what anybody's opinion of my coding would be, it's kind of irrelevant. Can you join? Like join my farm sim run right now? No, unfortunately, no, you cannot. I do not play multiplayer. I have one friend that I play multiplayer with, and then when I don't record that or don't live stream that. So nope, I don't do multiplayer with viewers, unfortunately. I don't know that I ever will, to be honest. And then the reason I don't typically like the idea of playing multiplayer with viewers is because, quite frankly, I don't know you, and you have no. I mean, I think you're probably a great person. You're probably a nice person. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have no obligation to be committed to something. So if I started a run with some random person, some random viewer, there's no guarantee that they're going to show up the next week. And so then then I'm stuck, right? I've started a run with somebody and then they're not around or whatever like that. So yeah, you're probably not going to see me do any sort of multiplayer ever, to be honest. I just don't do multiplayer that often. Like even in Civilization, I don't play multiplayer. I don't like the idea of doing it. Not my thing. But I will say this. All that being said, I will admit, multiplayer is probably the best way to play Farming Simulator. It is a lot of fun playing multiplayer with somebody. So absolutely. If you have never tried multiplayer Farming Simulator, highly recommend. In fact, I got to text my buddy and see if he's ready to put in 300 to 500 hours in November when Farm Sim 25 comes out. Every year that Farm Sim comes out, we spend like hundreds of hours playing it and just going crazy with it. Any new features confirmed in FS25? Obviously, new crops. We know about rice. Actually, two kinds of rice, I believe is what they said. There is, I've heard, I haven't read the articles that confirm it, but I heard somebody say that it is confirmed that animals will be usable as working animals, right? You can use them to work with on a field or something like that. Like maybe hook up a water buffalo or an oxen. I don't know if there's gonna be oxen in the game, but something to that effect. I don't know what it means. That's all I heard. Somebody said that they had confirmed it. I haven't personally seen the confirmation of that, but I heard that was confirmed by Giants at some point, that animals will be a more active role on your farm itself. I haven't seen anything about production. I haven't seen anything about any new crazy features. I did see a teaser today that I think all tractors will have or at least all new tractors for sure, but GPS will just be a base game thing. It won't be a mod that you have to download anymore. So GPS will be coming to base Farming Simulator in 25. Again, I don't know if it's going to cover all tractors or if just a select set of tractors, because obviously if you have like an old tractor like this, would I expect this tractor to have GPS? No. But from a gaming standpoint, they might just let it have it anyway, you know what I mean? But I did see that GPS will be included in base game. I don't know what it's going to work like. I don't know if it's going to be like the GPS mod that we have here, or if it's going to be like... I doubt it'll be like Courseplay, right? Courseplay is a little bit more than GPS. Courseplay is I'd call Courseplay more automation than GPS. So I would assume it's going to work more like the GPS mod that they have in game. I haven't seen anything mud related. I did see that... I mean, obviously, you have to assume that mud will be a factor. And the reason I say that is because if the rice fields have to be flooded in order to plant the rice, well, I mean, what is a flooded field but just basically mud underneath, right? Like, there is going to be a component of mud, you know, just as part of the fields themselves. So I would be a little surprised if there's not some sort of mud, you know, kind of... I don't know. I don't think it's going to be to the level of Mud Runner. That I don't expect. But something that maybe is some improvement on how kind of the mud interacts with your tires and things like that. Just because of the nature of how the flooded fields are going to work. I could be wrong. And they may just ignore that entirely, but it would be a shame, honestly. It'd be a good opportunity for them to introduce something like that. Like I said, new lighting effects, new shadows, new fog effects are going to be part of the game now. Stuff like that. How much? Let me go get my chickens fed. I've heard new weather effects are coming. Not just the fog. I think there's going to be new like rain type effects, stuff like that. So storms maybe. I heard a rumor, but I haven't seen anything confirmed. Hopefully we get a lot more confirmation over the course of the weekend. During FarmCon. Or course of the weekend. I don't know exactly what dates FarmCon is running. Okay, so we got 9,000 again. I always forget. We need 13,000 liters left in the trailer. FS feels like a console game, not a PC game. I don't disagree. I mean, I play it with a controller myself, so... I mean, other than the fact that I know I'm sitting at my computer, I wouldn't know that I'm sitting at my computer. I could just as well be sitting at a monitor with my Xbox hooked up, to be fair. So yeah, you're not wrong. That, FS... Maybe it's not so much that it's a console game, but it lends itself to being very easily playable on a console, right? The only negative, I guess, or the biggest difference I've seen between console and PC is that you're limited on how much scripting type mods you can use on the console versus the PC. I can pretty much do whatever I want with the PC version of the game, whereas the console version of the game has to have controls or kind of restrictions placed around it a little bit. We almost dodged that. I remember that one time where we actually got these things to pass each other perfectly. Never again. Where do you think you're going, my friend? Mean feels like they hold back on features like the train of Mud Runner. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, because obviously features like mud, like in Mud Runner, that takes a significant amount of time to implement, right? And the game engine for Mud Runner, I assume, was built entirely around the concept of moldable memory mud, basically. You know what I mean? Like, where you drive through the mud, it's going to remember that you drove through the mud, and it's going to leave that, you know, that cutout in the mud, or that ditch, or that, you know, whatever. And so you've got an entire engine based around that, whereas Farming Simulator, that's not, you know, Farming Simulator is never designed. I mean, if they made the game just focusing on the mud, well then what's the point? Because the whole point is to have crops, you know, and that's what they focus on, is the crop side of things, which they do very well. And I've actually seen some of the graphical effects for FS25. They're making the crops look a little bit more varied and more dynamic and things like that, where instead of just being like a uniform kind of pattern, there's going to be a lot more randomness to how the crops look on the field. So, and obviously then they've got to simulate how the crops get sucked up into the harvesters and things of that nature. So there's a lot that goes into that. I mean, you can almost look at crops as the mud of Farming Simulator, right? As I drive through a field in the crops, you know, I can see or I even walk through it, I can see the grass around me. A little hard to see right here, but yeah, you can see the grass around you kind of sway and move as you're walking through that, you know? I mean, that's because that's important to Farming Simulator. That's something they wanted to do. It's hard to just say they're being lazy because they haven't introduced something that another game has, right? The amount of features that Farming Simulator has that are important to Farming Simulator is pretty extensive. She'll get you some fuel, my friend. Oh, I'm not gonna fit. Oh, barely. I mean, there was a time where Farming Simulator didn't even have very good terrain manipulation, right? And now we can smooth out the terrain, raise it, lower it. Was it FS19? Like a late patch in FS19 that they introduced that? I think that was the case, right? Because I remember, like, when it came out and I was playing around with it and stuff. It was really cool. But, yeah, so stuff like that is easier said than done to implement sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if they someday, either if it's not in FS25, someday implement some sort of better mud modeling, if you will, because I think it's something that, from a farming standpoint, does, even though it's not critical to the functioning of the game itself, because obviously the game's going to function just fine whether mud's mud or not, it is definitely a cool cosmetic, and you know, whereas in Mud Runner, mud is like critical. Like it is a game mechanic, right? You have to work your way through the mud, and the more you work your way through the mud, the next time you travel that same path, the harder it is to work your way through that same mud. It's absolutely a game mechanic in that game. But in Farming Simulator, it'll just be a cosmetic kind of a nicety, right? So, be cool. You know, we'll just have to see someday. It's the type of thing they'll ever introduce. All right, let's go drop off a little bit more sorghum, and then we will... Are we ready to fast forward again already? I think so. Found a gem on Kenshi. What a cool game. I haven't tried. Kenshi, the name of the... I actually haven't tried it. I'm not familiar with that game. Have not tried it. I'm actually curious now. Kenshi video game. Oh, I've seen it. No, okay. I've seen the stylized title of this before. I haven't actually seen gameplay for it, but I have definitely seen that kind of that like first image or whatever that logo, if you will. It's actually 60% off right now on Steam. Gotta love the Steam summer sales, right? Overwhelmingly positive. Free roaming squad-based RPG. Cool. Only 12 bucks right now. I personally don't have a lot of time to play games like that right now, but it would be the type of game that would be fun to try out for 12 bucks. There's actually a few games in the Steam summer sale that I was planning on getting. I just haven't yet. And I think it ends in a week or so? Something like that? Oh no, I did too much. Our chickens are going to starve. Actually, I think we're almost exactly where we need to be. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're just chickens. Alrighty, did we fertilize our grass? We did not. And I think we got to put lime down, don't we, on the fields? So, we don't have to do it right now. We just have to do it before we next seed them. Hey, Johnny Snipes. How's it going? It's going so good. So far, so good. We are coming close to the end of this run, finally. I say finally. I don't know. It's been a good run. But it has taken us quite a while to get here. But yeah, we're coming close to the end. We might have time to squeeze in a little bit of lumber before FS22. I don't know if we'll get a full run. Honestly don't know how long it's going to take. But again, my next playthrough for FS, because I've never done it before, will be a run through of experimenting with the lumber mechanics. And of course, we've only got what? July, August, September, October, November. 4 full months and then like a half month. Maybe just under 20 live streams between now and then, maybe a little bit less, maybe 18, something like that. So, you know, we'll get pretty far into a lumber run, I'd assume, but I just don't know how far we'll get. We'll see. Which one's on? That one? No. You're on. Okay. It sounds louder over there, which is throwing me off. I was like, why does it sound louder up there by the harvesters? A little weird. Alright. Cows are good on food. They're empty of milk, empty of slurry. Straw's okay. Chickens, of course, are okay. How about the strawberries? Strawberries are, you know, we could use some more water at some point. Not urgent. But definitely could use some more. Maybe the next time we have something else we got doing. Maybe when we're seeding the sorghum or something like that. Let me go ahead and just get you to do this bit while you're here. Base building, squad building, huge identity world. And they're working on a Kenshi 2. 10 years they've been working on it. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, no, it's cool. It sounds like a fun game. I like a good RPG game. I don't get to play a lot of them these days, but I do like a good RPG game. I also like the idea of a squad base kind of play set. It's kind of cool. Base building is always fun. Yeah. I'll have to look at it. Honestly, I'm surprised Kenshi hasn't come up through my Humble Bundle and I don't have it for free already. Actually, maybe I do. I might have it for free because of Humble Bundle. Free. I use the word free loosely. That's I guess that's gamer math. If I give stuff to Humble Bundle every month for charity and they give me 8 free games every month, then those games are actually free. I didn't pay for them, right? But yeah, I might have it already because of that. Like I said, I don't know. I'll have to look at my Steam library later. If so, based on your suggestion, I'll have to at least try it out sometime. So many games I want to play right now, though. Goodness. I just don't have time to play everything. Here's what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to invite 1,000 of your closest friends. Each and every one of you. That way I can have 13 million subscribers and 5,000 viewers right now. And then I can quit my day job and just play video games all the time. And then I'll have time to play video games. I'm kidding. I actually don't think I would want 13 million subscribers. I don't need a community that big. That's a bit excessive. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for like celebrity level of fame. I'm just looking for like make a difference level of money. If that makes sense. Like I would like my dream for the channel, and it may never get there, but that's okay if it doesn't. My dream for the channel would be to get big enough that if I ever did like a charity stream, I could, give, $10,000 to some charity because the charity stream was big enough to kind of put, 5,000, 10,000, something like that in the thousands of dollars, something like that. I'm not talking like hundreds or thousands of dollars, anything like that, just something relatively small. But I'd love to be able to do like charity streams and stuff like that where I can give, a good amount of money back, and kind of that would feel pretty good about things. So that would probably be my dream for the channel as a whole. You'll send out the invites. On Football Manager, you ever manage a Portuguese team? I have not. I've managed Spanish teams. I've managed Italy teams. France, Germany, England, obviously, many times over. I'm not sure if I've ever shown on a video, but I've managed like Irish teams on my own. Russian teams. Turkish teams now. I've done that most recently. Is that it? I guess I've never done Portugal. I'll have to try them out sometime. No reason, just haven't. My brain just shut off. What was I doing? I know I gotta put lime down. I think we're ready to fast forward though. Our next thing to sell will be the cakes in October. So that's theoretically coming up. And then eggs in November. Although I thought the cakes were a different thing, but we'll take a look at it in October. And the next thing we're planting is the sorghum in, wrong thing. Sorghum in April. So, okay, we'll just fast forward. Football Manager 25 is looking good too. Good too, right? Graphics are looking really good on that. Well, we haven't seen really much of the game graphics, but the UI so far, I'm pretty happy with some of the UI changes. It's going to take some getting used to, don't get me wrong. It absolutely will take getting used to, but I think it's a cleaner UI. And it kind of gets rid of a lot of the busyness of the current UI that serves no real purpose unless you're like one of the true tryhards that digs into every single possible stat, which I think is a very small amount of people. Most people are just continually hitting the next screen and looking at their inbox, and I think they're getting rid of some of that because that's not not normal. Or they're just trying to trim that up a little bit, make it more of a checklist and a little bit of a messaging system. You got to see some gameplay for the actual game engine itself, though. They might have already put it out there, and I just personally haven't seen it. But last time I looked, they hadn't shown any. But it's supposed to be based off the Unity game engine, so should be some pretty good graphics, hopefully. Brain, what are you doing, Brain? Talking is what I'm doing. Let's drop off a little bit of food. We're at 700,000 bucks. We're only 300,000 bucks away. Let's see. Cows, how y'all doing? Still got enough food? Yeah, enough food for one more month. Everything else looks okay. Chickens, of course, are okay. I think it's a pretty quick fast forward, isn't it? There's really not much for us to do today. Obviously, October will be mowing again and collecting our silage. Oh, I need to check the cakes. I just thought about that. I had not looked at the cakes. Okay, they're okay. Making sure those didn't get filled up or get empty on anything. They're getting a little bit empty on sugar. We can be able to replace that in a little bit. Not super worried about it. Okay, let's go ahead and fast forward. All right, we'll definitely have to feed the cows today. Let's get you started on mowing. We'll check the price of cakes because maybe they're high enough. Here in Europe, the women's soccer is trending more than ever. That's cool. Oh, I gotta go get my mower attachment. I'm glad they introduced the women's stuff into the Football Manager. I mean, it makes sense because why not? I don't know that there's gonna be a lot of women suddenly playing Football Manager, but maybe there are. That'd be cool. I imagine a lot of the big YouTubers for Football Manager will at least have a women's soccer run of some sort, just to show off the new feature. Like I'm about to sneeze. There it goes. I was like, that sneeze, it's like, it's there, but it's like teasing you a little bit. I actually used to watch the women's, like, World Cup and stuff like that a lot more. But I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of sports at all these days because... we don't have to get into like the discussion of like pros and cons or rights or wrongs or anything like that. But personally, I am not a fan of the politicization of sports. It drives me up the wall. So I don't watch NFL football anymore. I don't watch NBA basketball anymore. I don't watch women's soccer anymore because everything's political these days. I just want to watch a sporting match. I don't want to watch the politics of it all. I guess we could do one straw here. We'll get two, one for the food, one for the drop off. No, I'm from the United States. I live in Colorado. I used to live in Texas. Tractor volume's a little bit low. And we are zoomed out pretty far, but I feel like it's lower than usual. Although I will say it's pretty hard sometimes these days to tell the difference between a someone from the United States and someone from Canada. Just like I watch a lot of YouTubers, or I even play games with guys from Canada, and if they didn't tell me they were from Canada, I wouldn't know they're from Canada, you know? It's just kind of one of those things. Hey, double A trucking. How's it going? Can't see your little thumbnail picture. Is that like a cat? Is that a cat? I think it's a black cat, maybe? It's hard to tell. I can't see. It's very small on my screen. Watch it be something completely different from a cat, and I'm just like, oh, it just looks like a cat when it's on a tiny little thumbnail. I have a black cat. Well, mostly black. He's a black and gray striped cat, but he's kind of black. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about him crossing my path because he's too fat and lazy to go anywhere, so... I cross his path a lot because he just plops down in the middle of the floor all the time and we're tripping over him all the time. Like, why are you just laying in the middle of the floor? And he's just laying out, stretched out. He's like, give me a belly rub. I will not move from this spot in the middle of the floor unless you give me a belly rub. And we're just like, dude, we're just going to trip over you and swoosh you. Like, it's not worth it. Don't do it. Atlantis. My cat's name is Jasper. Actually, I have two cats. I have one cat named Jasper. And then my other cat's a female cat. She's a, what are they called? I forget the name of it. I know when like they're males, they're orange, and when they're females, they're white with like orange, kind of orangish and gray spots. What's that called? Goodness, I forgot the name of it. There's a name for that. Anyway, she was actually a cat that my grandfather had at his farm. And when my grandfather passed away a few years ago, he had like 15 cats out on his farm that he had been feeding every day. And unfortunately, I couldn't save them all. But I found one little kitten that I brought home with me because I just couldn't say no to saving one of them. And we named her Charlie because my grandfather's name was Charles. So that's how she got her name, Charlie. You've been in Texas playing American Truck Simulator. Like driving the Texas routes of American Truck Simulator, or you are actually literally in Texas right now? I need to get into American Truck Simulator. I think it would be fun. I just haven't really gotten into it. But I would love to play the Texas routes, and obviously I'd love to play the Colorado routes because I would love to see kind of some of the places that I'm familiar with in the game itself. But I need to get into it at some point. I think I own Euro Truck Simulator because of Humble Bundle, but I don't know if I ever got American Truck Simulator. It's probably on sale right now, actually. I probably should check that. Hey! It's the little vacuum cleaners. I love these things. We don't need it, but I love those things. Alright, we need to go get the wind rowing done. I might actually have to dig out my steering wheel if I played American Truck Simulator. I bought it for playing Farming Simulator, but I just didn't like the way the controls felt for me personally. I know a lot of people love it and swear by it, which is fine, but for me personally, I just like the controller better. But I think American Truck Simulator might be... I'm assuming you can use a steering wheel. Why would you not be able to? That'd be crazy. But I would... be nice to kind of dig that thing back out and have some fun with that. My parents are going to be driving through Texas here in a few days. And that's why I say, since I'm not streaming next week, my parents are finally going to come visit us in Colorado for the first time. And if you've never driven from Texas, especially the middle of Texas, like Central Texas area, up to Colorado, it's a long trip. You get to drive a lot through the Panhandle, and the Panhandle is a lot of flat farming ground. So I don't want to say boring. It's interesting in its own way, I suppose, but definitely it doesn't really get exciting until you get to Colorado itself and start seeing the mountains, in my opinion. One good thing about driving in the middle of nowhere Texas is that speed limits feel like they're more of a suggestion than an actual law. That's not true. Don't actually go speeding in middle of nowhere Texas. But the speed limits in the middle of nowhere Texas are usually pretty high. And you can kind of just... And you don't see anybody. I personally hate traffic. I hate traffic of any kind. And I love driving in the middle of nowhere. There's like... You basically don't see anybody for like an hour. It's, I don't know, it's peaceful to me. It's a big sale, lowest price ever. Okay, I'll have to check it out. That's the problem with the Steam sale. And they know it. Steam knows it, right? This is a perfect game plan for Steam. They make the Steam summer sale, and I think they have the winter sale too, so it's the same argument. They have the Steam summer sale come out. There's lots of stuff that's deeply discounted. And so what do? You go spend 30, 40, 50 bucks on 10 games, and you still only play one of them because nobody's got time to play all 10 games. But what if you someday want to play one of those other 9 games? What if it doesn't go on sale again? You know, any number of arguments. It's a smart business model to deep discount tons of games, and most people will never even touch the games that they bought. Because that's how it works. I have hundreds of games in my Steam library. I've played 20 of them, maybe. I don't know. Probably more than that, but not much. Steam makes money off of games that just sit there. It's awesome. It's an awesome business model, honestly. And since it's all digital, none of it costs them anything anyway, right? It's just funny. All right, let's, while we're doing that, let's get some water going, I guess. Actually, no, what am I saying? We can start bailing now. Get the bailing going. And the game is about an hour and a half real time. Oh, you've been playing about an hour and a half, is that what you're saying? How was your day today? My day was long, 12-hour day. My day was fun. Obviously, as I've mentioned before, I work for a software company, and we had a fun issue come through, what we call a severity issue, where our customer found something that was broken, and we're all trying to scramble to try and get it fixed for them and all this kind of stuff, especially since my company is based in the United States, so most of the company is going to be on holiday tomorrow. So when a customer comes to you late on a Wednesday, the day before 4th of July, with a critical issue, it's a lot of fun scrambling and trying to get that fixed before everybody goes on holiday. Thankfully, we also have team members in Europe and in India and other countries that aren't in the United States, so we were able to hand off the resolution of said issue to them, since they will not be on holiday. But I had to at least take the first look at some of this stuff related to the issue. It was funny though, because the customer that reported the issue is based in England, and so I made a joke that it was payback for 4th of July. They're still mad about us winning. They're logging a critical issue the day before our holiday. Not even, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to go. I'm gonna have to go. If I don't already have American Truck Simulator, I'll have to go buy it. I mean, $3 is, yeah, it's hard to say no to $3. A box of chicken nuggets at McDonald's costs more than $3 these days. And that only lasts a few minutes. Whereas American Truck Simulator will last a lifetime. Of course, I'll have to get some of the maps that, again, like I said, are areas that I personally have driven through because I think it'll just be fun. I think they have an Alaska map too, though. I would love to get the Alaska map, though. That would be cool too. Yeah, I might have to put American Truck Simulator series on the channel. Part of my problem with the way I play games is that if I can't find a justification to put it on the YouTube channel or stream it, I just don't have time to play it because I've got so many other games that I'm playing on streaming. So I've got to, the games I want to play, I've got to find a justification to put it on the channel so that I have a reason to play it. I don't play a lot of games just for me. Probably I should, but I just don't. I have one game that I play just for me, and that is World of Warcraft. And of course, they have an expansion coming out here next month? Yes, next month. So I just play that for me. And then the only other game that I've been playing just for me is Assassin's Creed, because I've been playing through all of the Assassin's Creeds from the beginning, full completion mode, and I'm still stuck on the one in England right now, if that tells you how far behind the series I am. Because I just don't have a lot of time to play it. Anytime I have, like, some time, I'll sit down and play a few hours of the whatever Assassin's Creed version I'm on. And so I've, like I said, I've already played through all the other ones, full completion mode, whatever, and I'm up, all the other ones up to England. And so now I'm on the one in England, which is what, Brotherhood? Or something like that. Maybe it's Brotherhood the one in France. Brotherhood's the one in France, right? Or that's Revolutions. Whatever it is. You guys probably know better than I do. So I haven't even gotten to the Origin ones, which are supposed to be some of the best ones. But, because I just don't ever have time. But I just play, play a few hours here, a few hours there, and I slowly work my way through Assassin's Creed. Those are the only two games I play right now on my own that I don't record. Every other game that I play gets put on the YouTube channel or I stream. Texas to Colorado and ATS takes almost 2 hours in real time to drive. Wow. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that the real time, like, that's obviously a much smaller time frame than what it takes in real life. But in the context of a video game, 2 hours of drive time is still a very significant amount of drive time. Like, it would, they're not going to make it real time, right? Nobody's going to sit there for 20 hours driving across the United States. That's just not reality. But to take 2 hours to drive from Texas to Colorado, that's significant. Love tech when it shows its ugly side right before you go on holiday. Yes, yes. And Fridays. Fridays are always the day that critical issues show up. Late on it, and it's not just, it's not the beginning of the day Friday. It's always after like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. You're starting to wrap up, you're getting ready for your weekend, and that's when critical issues show up. It happens all the time. Which makes you wonder, like, aren't our customers like wrapping up for the weekend too? Shouldn't they just not be using the system enough to know that there's a bug in the system in the first place? Just saying. Yes, the maps are how they make money. No, Alaska not in the game yet, only with map mods. Ah, okay. I know that, what did I see? Wyoming? I think I saw Wyoming on the list. Of course, I saw Colorado and Texas. I assume if you're going to go from Colorado to Texas, I'm assuming they've got either New Mexico or Oklahoma somewhere in there. But yeah, maps is definitely a good way. I mean, honestly, it's a smart move. It takes, you know, some effort to make a map in that game. And if they could sell a map for a few bucks, then only the people that care about that map have to pay for it. And they'll probably enjoy it because it's a map they wanted. And you only have to buy the maps you care about, right? If I don't care about, you know, whatever, middle of nowhere, whatever. I don't care. You know, I don't have to buy that map. So I think it's a smart business model. I know some people don't like business models where there's lots of DLC, but I think in the context of something like that, I think it's a pretty smart business model. The only problem with that business model is that if you're the type of player who wants everything, all the DLC, it can sometimes be a bit of a overwhelming list of DLCs to get in order to get into the mix of things. For example, EU4. EU4 is insane if you were to go through and buy every single DLC on its own, right? There's so many DLCs. It's so expensive. It's insane. But the good thing about EU4 that they've done recently is that they have... oh, we're full of eggs. My bad. Is that they have introduced a subscription model where if you just subscribe for, what, a few bucks a month, you have access to all the DLC, which I think is a good model because that means I can just play EU4 for a few months and then stop paying for it. And then I didn't have to pay for all the DLC, so it saves me a little bit of money up front. Obviously, if I were to play it enough that I could... Like, if I were going to play it every day for the next year, well, then yeah, I'd probably just go buy the DLC. But if I'm going to play it for a few months for a live stream, or for a video recording on YouTube, then I can save a little bit of money by just paying for the monthly subscription. Latest is Nebraska. Okay, that works. I personally have never been to Nebraska. I've been to Kansas. I have not been to Nebraska, though. In Kansas, I only went through, like, the edge of it. Because we decided one time, instead of driving through New Mexico to get to Colorado, we decided to drive through Oklahoma and Kansas, just to do something different. Needless to say, I probably won't be doing that again. Because as boring as I find New Mexico, it's at least slightly more interesting than that part of Kansas. That part of Kansas was very boring. Another thing you have to take into context when you're driving in the middle of nowhere, Texas and Oklahoma and wherever, is where you're going to get gas and where you're going to have to go to the bathroom. If the towns are too far between, you can find yourself in a sticky situation. Especially with kids. Okay. We're in October. I was going to check the cake prices. Oh, I need to unload the, guess we'll grab you. I need to unload the eggs. Also, pick up the silage that we just did. And let's check our cake prices real quick. It looks like it could be higher in January. It's not a bad price, but based on this, it could be slightly higher in January. And we don't have to be in a hurry to sell it, so I think we'll wait till January to sell it. Unless we have enough... I don't think we have enough cake to hit the $1 million, right? We don't. We have maybe... The most we have is about 100,000 bucks worth of cake. Now let's grab... Where's my trailer? There it is. Oklahoma, New Mexico, and nice. They make bundles, so it's very good and affordable for new players. That's good. That's another way to do it, is if they make a good bundle that, you know, 20 bucks or something like that, gets you all the DLC or something like that. That makes it a lot easier, too. It's just that if you have to spend, like, $150 to get all the DLC, that's overwhelming, right? No game should cost 150 bucks. DLC or otherwise. Oh, goodness. Now I want to try out American Truck Simulator suddenly. I don't know why. I actually like road trips, weirdly. I know some people... I guess I'm not alone. There's a lot of people like road trips. But I like road trips and stuff. And I haven't gotten to go on a road trip lately because we didn't go back and visit my family this year, which is part of the reason why they're coming to visit us. But when they're here, we will be going on some road trips around Colorado. I'm going to take them around to all the different cool places. Hey, how's it going? Oof. I want to pronounce your name properly, but my obvious pronunciation would be Foray, but it's probably something like Foray or I don't know. I apologize if I mispronounce it, but maybe I'm overthinking it. But yeah, how's it going? It's going pretty good for me. It is the day before 4th of July, so I get to have tomorrow off. Actually, I get to have the next week and a half off, so it's really good for me. You come from South Africa? Okay. I have my best friend in high school growing up was he was born in South Africa. Did I get all the ones here? Yes. I have never been to the African continent personally. I've been to Europe and I've been to South America. That's it. I've been to 3 continents. I'd love to go to some of the other ones though. Maybe someday. Oh, you watched all my content on FS22? I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Yeah. And there definitely will be some content for FS25. You can you can expect that here in a few months. But yeah, there's still gonna be some more FS22 leading up to FS25. We're almost, well, no, we got a little bit more to go with the Sri run, right? So I don't know how much more we'll do after that. I'll have to find up like an idea for a small series after that gets done. But we will definitely be doing, we'll be doing another live stream series after this one's done. We'll finish up the Sri run, and then we'll have to see if we can squeeze something else in there. I don't know what specifically, but I'll have to come up with something fun that won't take too long to kind of go through. I haven't done horses in FS25 yet, or FS22 yet. I mean, I did them in FS19 a bit, but I haven't done any of the horses. I haven't done sheep either, so we might do something with that. We'll see. We'll play around with it, have some fun. That's how I got to buy it. Was playing Farming Simulator, and I just wanted a better simulator, not so arcade, and I went for ETS2. Okay, yeah. It's definitely a good simulator is what I've heard, or what I've seen, I should say. You played with over 2,000 players? That's pretty cool. There's a Farming Simulator YouTuber that I've watched a few times named Arthur Chapman. Not very big, but he does also do the American Truck Simulators and stuff like that. European Truck Simulator. So I've seen him do a few runs before with some multiplayer stuff as well. Actually, I haven't watched him in a while, so I actually don't know how big his channel's grown to these days. All right, got our silage picked up. Not really much else to do in the month of October. Obviously, November will be an egg selling month for us. Cool. Would love to see auction house mechanism at the animal dealer in FS25. That's an interesting concept. I hadn't... Yeah. Or at least, at the very least, maybe not... even if not auction house, some sort of fluctuating price for livestock, right? When you buy it, you know, it can be higher or lower, and when you sell it, it can be higher or lower. The fact that livestock and animals and stuff like that are just a static price kind of runs the whole point of a hard mode difficulty, right? Because the price is the same whether you're playing a hard mode or the easy mode or anything in between. So yeah, I think some sort of price fluctuation for animals would be a nice addition. Okay, let's what is the mod for free helpers? I'm trying to simulate having my kids work on the farm. The one I have is called free labor. A labor spelled with a U, because I guess it was made by somebody in England or something. So FREE space LABOUR, just like it sounds. So that's the one I have. I don't know if it's available for console, just for the record, but because I have it obviously on PC. Alrighty, let's go. Yeah, no problem. Let's use my brain and figure out what I'm doing. How are you doing on the water? Do I need to fill it up yet, or can I wait a little bit longer? I can wait a little bit longer. All right, let's get to November. For ET stuff, I like squirrel. I feel like I've seen squirrel before as well. Maybe once. I don't think I've watched them very much. What brand is a better harvester, John Deere or Case? If you're talking about in real life, I mean, I hear everybody. I mean, John Deere is like one of the top brands, obviously, I would imagine. But if you're talking about within the context of Farming Simulator, I tend to use the Case ones more because I can get this cheap one over here. Not Case. Oh, you said Case, not Kloss. I'm thinking Kloss. Actually, my grandfather used a Case harvester. I remember this very distinctly. I remember him having a red harvester very clearly, but he had a lot of John Deere other tractors as well. So my grandfather used both over the years. I don't know why I was thinking Kloss. My brain went somewhere else. But yeah, I don't know. John Deere. I feel like John Deere's like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like John Deere's like the Apple of tractors, because I feel like everything, from what I've heard, like everything's very specialized. The technology is very specialized. So it's very nice equipment, but it's also like, if it breaks down, you kind of almost have to have a John Deere specialist come out and work on it, especially for the newer tractors. I don't know if all the other tractors have that same problem, if you will, if you can even call it a problem. So I don't know. I actually am curious which one is the most popular tractor brand in the world. I might have to Google that in a moment. All right, so we're in November. So we need to fertilize our grass. Let's get you working on that. Let's see here. What tractor brand is the most popular? Yeah, John Deere. Oh, that's the United States, though. The top 5 in the United States are John Deere, Kubota, New Holland, Case, and then Massey Ferguson, in that order. But I don't know what it is worldwide. I know there's a lot of John Deeres elsewhere in the world as well, though, so. Top 10 tractor companies in the world. Here we go. I realize this is random information, but I find it fascinating. Mahindra is listed as number 1 here. Really? Huh. I actually didn't know that Mahindra was Indian, but now that I think about it, it does make a lot of sense. Like, we have Mahindra, quite a few, don't we? How much do we have in Mahindra? Oh, we've only got the one. I thought we had actual tractors, Mahindra tractors. We only have the little side-by-side? Really? That's... I was not expecting that. All right. Mahindra, number 1 in the world. John Deere is number 2. Massey Ferguson number 3. Case number 4. Sonalika. Sonalika. Never heard of that. Oh, it's another Indian company. Okay, well that makes sense then. India is massive, and there's a gazillion people in India, so it makes sense that their farming tractors would be very everywhere, right? That makes a lot of sense. Fent is actually number 8 on this list. It's further down than I would have thought. Deutz Fahr number 9. Class is number 10. And that's all that list goes. New Holland's not even on that list. I don't know how much they actually have, though. Okay, so we were going to do fertilizing. I'm surprised that I even know the name Mahindra, though, because I've never used the side-by-sides in this game. But I know the name Mahindra, so it's like, why do I know that name? I feel like I would only know it if it existed in the game, but we only have that, so it's weird. Oh, did I forget to feed the cows? Am I dumb? No, we're good. Okay. I've had this moment of panic. I'm like, did I feed them last month? I did. We do need to feed them again, but they are good at the moment. Alright, let's get the eggs. Let's get those sold off real quick. I saw that the World Championships for the Farming Simulator Esports League are happening this weekend at the FarmCon. And if you've never watched Farming Simulator as an esport, I honestly can't explain what it is because it's just, it looks like organized chaos to me when I watch it. But somehow, the last time I looked it up, like I watched a video for it, I think I sat there for 3 or 4 hours just watching it, and I just couldn't stop watching it for some reason. It was it's hard to explain. It was fascinating, but also like I don't know. It's so weird. All right, we probably should drop off some more eggs before we sell. Yeah, Farming Simulators and esports sounds crazy, but somehow it works. It works. We just bought the S7 Combine John Deere Harvester. That's the one over here. Like the S790 right here? You bought this one? That's a nice harvester. It's a really nice harvester. It's a beefy one. It's not as big as this one, obviously, but it's still, that's plenty, right? Like, this one's more expensive, but this one right here is going to be more than you need for just about anything you want to do. So, plenty. All right, where are we selling our eggs at? Eggies. Fast food restaurant. Perfect. Is that even a good price? Yes, it is. All right, we're over 750,000 bucks. Still a little ways to go, though. Just harvested sunflower, yeah. I like sunflower harvests. Those are kind of a fun, different crop to do. Obviously, you see a lot of corn, you see a lot of, you know, grain crops. I don't tend to see a lot of sunflower crops in real life or otherwise. Can I say that word? I mean, I could say it how I would probably pronounce it, which would be like, basically like bore, is what it would sound like B-O-R-E, but that's probably not how it's pronounced in other places. Alright, that is that. Let's get the cows fed, and I think we good to go. We might have to drop off some milk and stuff, but other than that, we're good. Do they need straw? Okay, and straw for a little bit longer. It means farmer in Afrikaans. Like I said, I told you my best friend in high school was from South Africa. He could speak Afrikaans. What mod do you use on the series to make your workers cost 0? Use forestry, but the basic game workers always still take ones. Yeah, it's called free labor. Actually, can I show it? I don't think I can show it here. Yeah, it wouldn't be in this list. F-R-E-E space L-A-B-O-U-R. So labor spelled like it would be in proper English countries. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just called that. Again, I don't know if it's available on console, so if that's what you're playing on, I have no idea, but yeah, it's just I got it for PC. All right, we got a lot of milk, got a lot of slurry. Chickens are okay for a little bit longer. I guess I'll just leave this here. Assuming the dairies need some milk. They, not that much actually. They do need sugar though. Can't seem to find it on the mod hub. Do you know where you got it from? It's not a big dog. I do just with courseplay. I don't know where I got it. Let me see. I mean, if I just look for free labor FS22, I do see several other ones that are out there, but I could have sworn I got this one off the mod hub, but I must not. I must have gotten it somewhere else. I found a GitHub link to this one. So if you just Google free labor FS22, you should be able to find it that way, I suppose. As always, I would be careful of downloading anything that is on a website that is not the mod hub, but that is your choice. As long as you know the risks involved of downloading stuff off of other websites, then I guess more power to you. Like I said, I don't usually download stuff off other websites too often, just because of lack of trust, quite frankly. But that doesn't mean there's not other good mods out there that are not on the mod hub. What do I think should be an FS25? I think the auto load mod should be an FS25. If you like loading pallets yourself, cool, turn it off. If you don't like loading pallets yourself, let us have an auto load mod as a base game feature. I realize that's a simple one, but I think that would just be so good. What else would I like to see? Well, they're already going to be doing something that I would have wanted to see, which is more interaction with animals. So it sounds like there is going to be something. We don't know exactly how that's all going to work out, at least as far as I know. I don't think it's been announced yet, but I would like to see more interaction with the animals and things like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. I'd like more cosmetic stuff, weirdly. I think FS Farming Simulator as a whole is a pretty sound game just as a whole, right? It's just, at its base level, it's just a pretty good game. Adding more cosmetic stuff just makes the world come alive in other ways, which I think would be really cool. And so things like AI workers working in their own fields and actually getting to see them work in their own fields. It has no bearing on the actual gameplay of the game, so it would take a lot of effort for something that doesn't actually improve gameplay. But cosmetically, it would just be cool to see, right? Our AI worker friends out there doing their thing. I mentioned before, it would be kind of cool to have the concept of crop duster, like airplanes flying over your fields and stuff like that. That'd be kind of interesting. Like pay somebody to spray your fields, you know, things like that for pesticides. And just get to see a crop duster fly over, and that's all you have to do to herbicide or something like that. Stuff like that would be kind of cool. That's very unique to, I guess, the United States. I don't know how much crop dusting they have outside of the U.S. I did see that GPS is in the base game. I did saw that. They, I don't know if it was an intentional leak or if it was just kind of slipped through, but I watched the little stream that they did setting up for FarmCon, and one of the demos they showed for the rice, at the bottom right-hand corner, it had the GPS down there for the tractor they were using for the rice. So I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be available for all tractors or just for like modern tractors where it would make sense, you know. But I also don't know if it's just going to be like the GPS mod in game or if it's going to be like courseplay. I assume it's not going to be like courseplay. I feel like that'd be too strong and not very realistic. So I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit more like the GPS mod that we have in game. I want to let my cattle... Yes! Yes, Beanstalk. 100%. Free-range animals. I would love to have free-range animals. Absolutely. I think that would be a very cool feature. Again, in a way, it's just cosmetic. There's no functional... Like, what would you functionally have available to you if you have free-range cattle, right? I guess you could argue that they're healthier, and so they might produce more milk or whatever. So maybe you can have a gameplay mechanic around it. But I don't even care if there's a gameplay mechanic around it. I just want to be able to see them out in a field somewhere. Seeing them like this little tiny pasture here is just sad. I'm going to be honest. It is just sad. So yeah, I would love free-range cattle and free-range other animals and stuff. Chickens running around the farm, that would be cool. I think they should do more things with animals and planes. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like I said, I don't know if they should add planes where we could fly them. That might be a bit of an excessive ask, because then you have to model flying in the game, of course. But even if they just flew over as a cosmetic, like, instead of me going out and spraying my field, I could just hire somebody to spray my field with an airplane. I just think that'd be cool. Probably not courseplay, because it'd be hard to code into... Yeah, I agree. But you're right, it would be hard to code into consoles. But if it was base game, then the consoles would accept it, right? It would be a way to make courseplay available for consoles, base game. And obviously the big thing about consoles is that you can't script in other things usually. But if it's base game scripting, then that's obviously allowed, right? That's part of the game. So that would probably be about the best way for them to put in courseplay if they ever did. I just don't see them ever doing courseplay level of stuff, honestly. I think it's a level of automation that's above what they would want to do. Whereas GPS is in real tractors, right? I can go buy a tractor today that has GPS in it and some automated driving, right? That's a real thing. But the whole courseplay thing is obviously not real. It's just a way to simulate workers effectively. Courseplay used to be how we used to have to do like if I wanted to run a delivery, you know, across from here all the way up to like the market or whatever, you used to have to use courseplay for that. So they did add that as a base game feature. So it's possible they'll still add some elements of courseplay into the base game since they added that, you know. It could be something they could do. Obviously, all of that base game AI stuff is not perfect, but it's pretty good. I personally think it would be interesting to have a more hands-on way to repair your vehicles. But again, that might just be pulling too much from another game into this game, right? Like, there's already games like that, you know, car mechanic simulator, stuff like that, that can kind of let you rip apart a vehicle and put it back together. So I'm not saying that level of detail, but just something a little bit more would be kind of interesting. But I doubt they'll ever do that, to be honest. I do wish they would go more into the roleplay. I mean, you could program workers to work a field automatically on days without having to hire, just get to work like normal automation. Yeah. Oh, another feature I've mentioned before is hireable, like salaried workers. Like I want to go hire a worker that I pay yearly instead of, you know, by the minute or by the hour or whatever it is. That way, you know, I pay a certain amount a year, but I can use them as much as I want, right? There's no limit on how much I use them through that course of that year. That way I can, you know, they can just do whatever I want them to do, right? So, I don't know. Stuff like that would be kind of cool, in my opinion. Honestly, the concept of free labor, the free labor mod I'm using, that should just be a setting in the... like a optional customization in the base game, right? We've got all sorts of settings for realism, plowing and field stones and all that kind of stuff, crop destruction. Whether we pay our workers or not should be a base game thing I can turn on and off, because what if I want to simulate, you know, a family running a farm? Which is not uncommon, right? There's plenty of families that run farms. You're not paying your family members on a regular salary usually. You know, they share in the profits of the farm itself at the end of the cycle or whatever. So I think something like that would be a good way to just turn that on and off. That way, if you want to run with workers, paid workers, cool. You can have that concept. But if you want to run with free workers, there shouldn't be any restrictions around that, in my opinion. And that's something that would be easy to add without, like that's a quality of life thing that takes like no time to program. I just want to be able to make the worker auto work fields so you can get a little more hands off. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I agree. I know some people really love the hands-on approach to farming, but you know, I like the idea of running a farm, not so much running a tractor. I don't need to drive the tractor around to feel like I'm playing Farming Simulator. I want to be able to manage the farm, manage the workers and the processes and the crops that we're doing and all that kind of stuff. So that doesn't mean I will never drive a tractor. Obviously, I drive tractors plenty of times around here, but it means that I can, like you said, automate a lot of the stuff, because why not? I mean, it's, once you get to a very large farm, there's a lot of automation there. So as I've said it before, this is farming simulator, not tractor simulator. If I just want to drive a tractor around all over the place, I'll go drive a racing game. Like if I want to drive a vehicle around, I'll go drive a racing game. But if I want to simulate running an entire farm, I think there's more to it than just driving tractors. So I agree with you on the automation side of things. If they could ever automate baling, that would be a magical moment. Automation of baling would be so cool. I don't know if that will ever be a thing, but it would be cool. Alrighty, we are done with the slurry. Still need to do the water, but I think, can we wait till the seeding to do the water? I think we can. Did I do the cows? I did do the cows. Chickens are okay for the moment. We'll have to feed them next month though. And we're going to do the cakes in January. Yep, okay. Oh, how much sugar are we going to use? Do I need to fill up the sugar right this second, or can I wait? We use... Oh, we don't use that much. We got 3 months of sugar there. It's hard to go big time because when you get 4 or 5 fields, you got to care to each of them individually. Yeah, I would agree. It's really hard to go for the big, huge operations. I mean, just like it would be in real life. I don't know how many gigantic, you know, farming operations you'll see, especially in the United States, that only have one person running the entire operation. There might be some. I would be surprised if there are, though, right? You're going to have helpers. You're going to have workers. You're going to have other people helping you on giant fields because that's just realistic. All right, December, nothing to do. We'll feed the chickens, I guess. Give me for the on. I'll go ahead and grab the sugar while I'm over here. How much is our sugar worth right now? 20,000 bucks? Okay, so it's not worth much. Yeah, I know it's a simulation game, but I wish you could just be more hands-off so you can effectively buy the entire map and run it eventually and make it some more fun than a chore. Yeah, I would agree with you there. Like, it is a simulation game, but it's a simulation game that different people play in different ways. And if I want to play the simulation of farming as if I'm a farm manager, you know, that should be easier to do, right? But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being the type of player that wants to get in there and, you know, effectively get your hands dirty, right? That's common too, and there's lots of people who like to play that way. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. I just can feel a bit repetitive at certain points. But I guess that's the case for real life too. No, that's true. Real life can be repetitive. You are not wrong. I guess for me, the idea of more automation in Farming Simulator is less about automating literally everything and more about having help. Like I said, because if I'm running around this entire farm by myself, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of stuff to do. And like I said, that's honestly not that realistic on larger farms. But if I had help, I'm still doing stuff. I'm still running stuff, but I have other people doing things. That's the whole point of having workers running, the harvesters and stuff like that. So the more we can automate, the more other things that I can do all at the same time to help the farm grow, more efficiently and quicker and stuff. So I think there's value. Cool. We're a little bit low on flour, but I'm not super concerned. I think we'll be okay until we harvest again, actually. Maybe not. Hopefully we are. Alright, January will be cake selling month. Yeah, quality of life. I agree. It would be interesting if they could ever come up with a concept of like Farming Simulator World, where like you could play kind of more of an online world where there is interaction with other people. I don't know how that would work, and it might not work very well. I honestly just don't know. But if they could ever make it work, it sounds like it could be an interesting idea. Like where I could set up, something like this is like hypothetical, and I don't think would ever happen. But let's say I could set up a job. I could actually set up a job for somebody to come harvest my field, just like a contract in the game, except it's me as a real person, and then I'm paying somebody else who comes and does the contract, right? Or vice versa. Somebody else can have a job on their field. It's a real person who's going to pay me to come harvest their crops, right? Stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think we will ever see it, but it would be kind of an interesting way to approach the game if it ever did happen. I just have those. So no more. There is. Yeah, you lose some profit, but makes it less hands-on. Even with that added to base game, I'd appreciate a lot more than having a single hand tend to every field, even if just to click the higher. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of work to do once you get to some of the bigger stuff, right? Like even what I'm doing right now, right? Somebody else could have been, I don't think you'll ever have a worker doing this, but if there was a better way to do this type of stuff so that I could be focusing on other things at the same time. Now, I haven't tried the production facility DLC or whatever it's called, production pack DLC, whatever it is. So I don't know if it's already in that. But I'm hoping if they continue production facilities in the next game, there's just a little bit easier way to manage some of the outputs and stuff. All right, we had a good price. Yes, at the fast food restaurant. Nice. That is close. I basically don't have to leave the farm. I would actually like to see hauling contracts come back to the game. They used to have that, I thought, was it FS19 or something like that had hauling contracts? Just, you know, if I want to just rent, you know, get me a nice semi-truck with a big old trailer, and I just want to run around and haul other people's stuff around and get money for it, and why not? I should be able to do that. They don't, you can get them through mods, but I think, but I don't, I'd like to see it come back base game. I'd also like to see, contracts, that like request a certain thing, like, hey, I need, somebody puts in a request for 200,000 liters of wheat or something like that, and they're going to pay you a little bit extra if you can fulfill that. Because if you had like contracts that requested things, then it would make the game a little bit more dynamic, because you might just, you know, be like, I'm going to play the contractor game. I'm only going to go grow crops based off the contracts that pop up, and obviously those would change. So maybe one year you're doing wheat, the next year you're doing corn or something like that. So it kind of gives you a reason to kind of cycle through stuff as well. So, alrighty, we're up to 850,000 bucks. We are close, but we do need to do one more cycle, unfortunately, of harvesting. So we're gonna have one more full year of harvest before we can get all the money that we need. That actually might be a lie. I just thought of something. We're going to have another year of eggs, which is another 30,000 bucks. That gets us up to 880. Do we have enough stuff in our cakes right now? Oh, what am I doing? I'm talking and driving at the same time. I went right past where I need to go. Do we have enough grain in the cakes right now, or flour, I should say, to... How much money can we make off the flour we have currently? Because there might be a point where we can just not do farming anymore and just fast forward and process what we have currently in our bakery. And that'll be enough to... It is to 1 million. It'd be a little boring to sit here and fast forward the entire time, but it means we'd get to that 1 million. I think if I had filled up the flour, we would definitely have enough. Only got 4,000 liters of flour. Let's do some quick math. 4,000 liters of flour. Well, technically 8,000 because we got 2 of these. Divided by 2 means we can have 4,000 cycles times 5. 20,000 cakes effectively. So yeah, it's only enough for one more round. If we had the full cycle of flour, we actually could get there. So we are going to be short on the flour. We'll have to do one more harvest, unfortunately. It's okay. That's on me. I sold the flour instead of... I meant to send some over to there, and I accidentally sold it all. So that's on me for making a mistake there. Yeah. It's a shame, too. Could we... Because 20,000 liters would get us... Another 71,000 bucks plus the extra about 80,000 bucks. That puts us at 930 plus the eggs, 960 plus the sugar if we sold what we have right now, which is 28,000 liters. And what's the best price for that? 524. Be 15,000 bucks. So we're $25,000 short. Slurry. We'll still have slurry. We actually might be fine. And we'll have strawberries still. We might be able to just not do any more farming and fast forward our way through what we have left and get to the $1 million bucks. Huh. Interesting. Because to be fair, I do want to end the series at some point. I'm kind of hoping we can end the series soon. Because we've been going on for a while and it's time to start a new one. Yeah. And we're still selling butter. Right? Is that still selling or did I distribute it still? Oh, we're distributing. Yeah, let's set that to selling. Because we're maxed out on that. What is distributing? Storing. Okay. There we go. I just want to make sure we're doing spit any out. Cool. Yeah, I think we might be good. I don't think we have to do any more farming, guys. Yeah. Okay, we do need to feed our... Wait, did I? Okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was like, did I forget to feed the cows and they're at 0? No. They got a little bit left. we'll just keep the cows fed for a little bit, and we'll get to our $1 million very quickly. Which does mean I could technically sell our harvesters and make a little bit of money from that. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to sell the equipment once we hit the $1 million. Yeah, the management side of the game is what needs work, in my opinion. At least that's what I enjoy most of these types of games. I would agree with you. I do like the management side of the game. I'm kind of with you on that one. Missed it. What do I think my next farm series will be? My next live stream, again, I think I've mentioned a couple times, will be I'm going to try out lumber for the first time ever, which I realize is not really farm sim stuff, and I might lose some viewers because of it. But I've never tried the lumber side of this game. I know it's a very big part of the game. There's a lot into it, and they've even had an entire DLC that basically, you know, what was it, the Platinum Pack expansion or whatever, basically just did a lot more stuff for lumber that they've never done before. So it's a very big part of the game. There's an entire map basically dedicated to the lumber side of the game. So I just want to try it out once. Since there's not going to be that much time between now and FS25, it seems like a good thing to switch to for the next live stream. But other than that, I don't know. I haven't really thought about like the next like recorded game, what I would do. I have a few ideas, but I don't know if my ideas will fit into the time frame between now and FS25. What I might do is finish up my Zalanka run and then just take a break from that part of Farm Sim for a bit, just to kind of get ready for FS25 and, you know, not get burnt out. I mean, I do like this game, but it is one of those games that can be very repetitive after a while, and Definitely don't want to get burnt out or anything. All right, we got lots of manure too. Straw's good, food's good, milk's a bit high. We can start dropping off some milk. I'm not going to put any more in the cakes. We'll just let the cakes run out with what they have there currently. We'll just stockpile the butter over here. Do I still have one of the strawberries? Yeah, I do still have one distributing. Honestly, in that case, we probably won't even fill up the water here anymore. We don't need to. We can just let the strawberries run out of water. And that'll be the end of our cycle of strawberries. And I appreciate that, Beanstalk, that you've been enjoying the content. It means a lot to me. Thank you. I enjoy making the content. I do. Admittedly, I've been a little uncertain about the live stream side of things. Because, you know, the live streams can be hit or miss some days. I enjoy doing them, and I know a lot of people still watch the VOD of the live stream. In fact, most of my views come from the VOD, so it's not like I'm not getting value from doing the live stream itself. But, you know, it'd be cool to see more people start to show up. I know it's a little bit late, though. That's the problem. The good time for me to do a live stream is not a convenient time for people to watch the live stream. So it might just be one of those things. But I mean, I got 9 people watching right now on YouTube, and I got 1 person watching on Twitch, so I appreciate all of y'all. That's pretty awesome. I do not mean to imply that you guys are not important. You guys are obviously very important. You guys are what keeps the conversation going and makes this fun. The guys that watch the VOD are just secondary to the conversation, right? They get to listen to the conversation and make comments, but they're not involved in the conversation. You're involved. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Truth be told, I'm going to be honest. I don't watch a lot of live streams personally. If I must be perfectly honest, most of the content I watch is VODs of people who have been live streaming. I just wait until they put it on VOD and I watch it after the fact. I know it's funny, but it's just because it's the same reason why I watch Netflix and not live TV, right? Or whatever, because yeah, I understand there's a schedule and that's cool and it can be convenient, but I'd rather just wait for it to get up, you know, put on Netflix or put on Hulu or whatever and just binge watch it all at once, you know? So I think it's a similar concept, to be fair. So there's definitely value in the live stream. And I guess the difference between that and my TV example is that the TV example, there's not really conversation with the people in the TV show. So there's a difference there. But so the live stream at least is more interactive. But I definitely 100% watch VODs more than live streams these days. The guy I used to watch the live streams the most for is Quill18, and he live streams on Saturday mornings. And I'm usually doing other stuff these days on Saturday mornings. I mean, he live streams a couple other days too, but it's usually during times that I'm either working or doing stuff with the family. So I just watch his VODs. Do I want to do the slurry right now? I guess we might as well. Yeah, I just like being able to pause, but I also enjoy hopping in and talking to the creator sometimes. You know, I 100% with you there. I think if you spend most of your time watching the VODs, like you said, you can pause, you can pick it back up where you left off, things like that. But it's nice to occasionally jump in and interact with the creator that you've been watching for a while. So yeah, I do try to catch an occasional, like I said, Will18 live stream or somebody else that I might watch. I mentioned before that I play a lot of World of Warcraft. So whenever they're doing the rating race to world first stuff, where like the top guilds in the world are competing to you know, kill the bosses first, I watch those live streams like nonstop practically. So I do still watch some other live streams from time to time where it makes sense. My kids actually might be watching right now. They like to watch my live stream. Have you ever played FF14? It's another MMO like WoW. I have a few thousand hours in it. I have not played. I mean, I have played. I say obviously. I guess it's not obvious, but I have played Final Fantasy games. The only, to be fair though, the only games of Final Fantasy that I've played are 10 and 12, I think, right? Is 12 the one with lightning? And 12 too? With the 3 girls that are in there? I think those are the only 2 I've played. I haven't actually played any of the online Final Fantasies. Obviously, I've seen them. They're extremely popular, but I just have never played them. The only MMOs I've played are... Let's see, the very first MMO I ever played was City of Heroes. I thought that was a really cool game. I actually enjoyed that game a lot. City of Heroes, and then... But at the time that I was playing City of Heroes, I was also playing Warcraft 3. And so when I saw announced that there was this new game that was like taking Warcraft 3 and putting it in a world like City of Heroes, I was like, oh wow, I've got to try that game out. Obviously, in retrospect, as I'm talking about that game, it's hilarious because now World of Warcraft is the game that all MMOs are compared to. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what got me started into World of Warcraft, is that I was playing City of Heroes and Warcraft 3, and it was like a combination of the two. I've also played Star Wars The Old Republic. Played that for a while. That was a lot of fun. I played... what was the one... It's not around anymore. I forget the name of it now. There was another MMO that came out for a while. It used projected textures a lot to project, you know, abilities. Goodness, what was it called? I'm mind blanking. I don't remember what it's called. But I played that one a while. I feel stupid. I don't know the name of it. And I realized saying projected textures, that's probably describing a lot of MMOs. It was very comic book feeling, though. It was set in space, though. Like a comic book in space. Man, I'm going to have to look it up in a minute. I feel dumb. My memory. I'm getting old, guys. My memory's getting worse. But yeah, mostly WoW was the only MMO I've really played for an extensive period of time. Because I've been playing it since the open beta of the original, you know, 20 some odd years ago now. I mean, I don't play it like religiously anymore. Now the extent that I play it is I show up on Saturdays and Sundays, and the group that I play with, that's when we raid and do bosses and stuff. So it's just like a Saturday morning, Sunday morning kind of activity for me at this point. I technically tried out Star Wars Galaxies. Is that the one it wasn't called? Way back in the day for like 5 minutes. I could never get into it, I'll be honest. I never really got into that one. Yep, that's all the slurry. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Great demand at the fast food restaurant. Wish it would tell me what it was. They used to do a better job of showing off the great demands for things. I don't know why it's like, I don't know, they seem like they've like this menu here is harder for me, in my opinion, to see, right? I want to say FS19. Didn't FS19 have it all spread out so you could see all of the crops and all of the values? So it was like all one grid. I feel like that was a better system for me personally. I don't see the great value here. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I don't know why they even still say the great demand stuff anymore, because it very rarely shows up. And if it ever shows up, it's never for a crop or an item that I own. So I feel like it used to be a lot more frequent in FS19 to have the great demand stuff pop up. I actually thought it was an okay feature, right? It was kind of like hey, cool, I get some bonus money this month because there's great demand, cool. But I wish it was more of a prevalent feature, to be honest, because I think it adds a little bit more dynamics to the prices. All right, how are we doing on eggs? Pick those up. Grandfather of MMOs. Man, that's crazy to say. But it's right, because World of Warcraft is 20 years old now. And in video game world, 20 years is old enough to be a grandfather. You know? I mean, it's insane, but it's true. You gotta head to bed. Good hanging out. Yeah, have a good night. Thanks for joining. I'm assuming you'll watch the rest of the VOD, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm already going to do the forestry run. Yes, I'm still planning on doing the forestry run. Jim, after we finish this run, so probably not this tonight's stream, but if I can get this stream wrapped up tonight, then next week I'm on, like I said, I'm going to take a break. Family's in town, but the week after that, so in 2 weeks from today, I will hopefully be starting the forestry stream then. We'll see how it goes. It might last until FS25. I might give up early. I don't know. I have no idea how much I am going to enjoy it, to be perfectly honest. I just don't know. Alright, cows are okay on food, okay on straw. Obviously chickens are okay. We don't care about the strawberries anymore. How are the cakes coming along? Do we need to empty those out? No, we don't. Alright, let's just keep fast forwarding. I guess if we're not going to do any more cake stuff, we can sell the sugar whenever it's a good price. So, sugar is a good price. September. Okay. Got what, 50 minutes left in the stream? I think we should be able to get all this wrapped up here. It's been a good run. I've actually had a lot of fun with this run. I still think I made some mistakes. Like, the whole point of this live stream was to see if I've learned from my mistakes from the very first, you know, Elmcreek run that I did. And I think I did learn from a lot of the mistakes, don't get me wrong, I do. We never really in the money trouble that we had in that game. I got too many loans, I was really in over my head in that game. But I was still learning the game, right? But I think the mistake I made in this run was saying 0 leases, 0 loans at all. Like, you have to have a balance. I think you can do it with no loans, no leases, but it takes a lot longer. You can also do it with loans and leases, but it can also get you in trouble. So I think you've got to find a good balance of just the right amount of loans, just the right amount of leases that you can still afford to make a profit, but you can kind of speed the game up a little bit. Alright, we're gonna go feed the cows again. I guess at some point we'll just stop feeding the cows, but for now, while we're still waiting for everything else to happen, we might as well, because it's good value. I mean, I guess if we run out of food over here, we'll call it that a good stopping point as well. Need straw again? They're okay on straw for a little bit longer. We're actually almost out of straw. Technically, we could put some silage into the biogas and Make a little bit of money from that as well at this point. Because we're not going to need all the silage that we've made. No, it fell in. Get the cows fed and hold off on the milk and slurry for a little bit, I guess. Butter is still processing. Guess we can turn off the flour. Not using that anymore. Wow. They were hungry. Cool. All right. That is that. I think we are good to fast forward again. I guess if we're not going to do any more farming stuff, we could sell this digested at this point. Cool. Let's, so March would be when we were planting normally, right? But we're going to skip that this cycle. Nope. April. Sorry. Cool. Let's go. Let's go. Let's finish this. I'm excited. Been a long journey. This is literally part 35 of this series. That's a lot. That is a lot of videos. What is that? 35 times 3 hours per stream. 915 hours? No, sorry. Goodness, I can't talk. 91 hours. Goodness. Or no, 90. No, 105 hours. Goodness. Why can't I do... Guys, I'm normally good at math. I promise. 105. 35 times 3 is 105. I know that. Like, that's... Truth be told, if I had not tried to do the math, I could have just been like, oh, in my memory, I know that 35 times 3 is 105 just because I know in my memory that's what it is. I don't have to do the math and try to come up with some stupid number. Sometimes we overthink things, don't we? Or maybe that's just me. Okay. So what am I looking for? Oh yeah. Pick up some eggs. Straw's getting a little, actually, technically, they need some more food again. Wow. Hungry little cows. Guess we'll drop off some straw as well. Got enough straw for 2 more feedings of stuff, so... too soon. There we go. Drop off this little bit of straw, then we'll get the food, and yeah, we don't have that many more that we're going to do here, so let's do a few more feedings. Call that good enough. One good thing is we're getting so used to this forklift thing, majigger, is that we're going to be doing a lot of this for the lumber stuff, right? We got to do a lot of controlling of arms and gadgets and things. Very hungry cows. All right. That is that. Do we want to drop off some milk? I guess we'll drop off some milk real quick. We're doing on the butter, so 12,000. Okay. So you actually run about 7,500 liters of milk per month. We'll cycle through this pretty quickly. Wish I could see a breakdown of how much money we made off of each, you know, product that we've sold, things like that. Be interesting to see how much of our profit was actually just from the cakes versus a lot of the other things we've been kind of selling along the way. I don't think it's in the XML files. I know it has other other like values in the XML files that don't show up in game. I don't think it breaks it down like that though. I could be wrong. We can try looking for it. 40 minutes. Can we do it? I think so. It's gonna be close, but I think we can do it. All right, that is done. We'll worry about the slurry, I guess, later. We'll leave it for now. Let's fast forward again. You're number 20. Wow. Crazy. Let's see. Let's go pick up some eggs probably. Yep. Actually, I think you're already over here by the trailer. Alright, we can drop off some manure now. Poor little tractor. Barely make it. This little tractor's made it though. He's done a lot for us. I know we bought it used, so I don't know how many hours it had on it when we got it. I'd have to go look at the first VOD, but he's got 80 hours on it right now. That's a lot of time on a single tractor. Oh no, we can't make it up the hill. You can do it. Might have to get the white tractor for this. There we go. Alrighty, I think we'll just do the one load for now. I guess there's a little bit, still quite a bit there, but we'll do some more later. Still got a lot of silage. Goodness. How much is our silage worth? Silage worth 13,000 bucks. That's assuming we don't put it in the biogas. It's worth more there, obviously. Let me swap you out real quick. We will let the white trucker factor run another run real quick. Alright, Cal's got enough food for one more cycle. Getting high on slurry. Might have to run some trips of that as well. You guys said September for the sugar? Even the white tractor struggles a little bit coming up that hill. You know, if these cows would stop pooping, we wouldn't have to keep dropping off slurry and manure. Just saying. Although, by that token, if we'd stop feeding the cows, they'd stop pooping. So it's really my fault. I don't think I'm going to take it all over here right now, but we'll take a few trips. Get it emptied out a little bit. Well, I guess if we're going to empty it out eventually, we might as well, there's no reason not to empty it out now, I suppose. Very tedious, though. I need a bigger Should have gotten a bigger slurry transport. How much, I already saw. How much straw did we have again? 15,000 liters. So we got 2 bells? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Will they need more for bedding? They probably will need more for bedding. So we might have 1 for bedding, 1 for food or something like that. Or I could just ignore, you know what, actually probably better to ignore the bedding and make the rest of that into food, because all the not giving them bedding is going to do is really reduce the, what is it, gets rid of the manure, I think, and then reduces the milk a little bit, but not by much. Hey, Sesson, how's it going? Alrighty. Well, we're getting there, guys. So close. 2,500. So basically 5 more months, 6 more months maybe of flour. Yeah, I'm doing good. We're coming to the end of our series here very soon. After 105 hours of this series, we're coming up to the last 30-ish minutes. It's definitely been a long journey. Like I said, could have sped it up a bit if I had released the restriction on leases and loans. But that's okay. I'm kind of glad that we did it without any debt whatsoever. Just to say we did it. Am I going to make a new one? I will be making a new one, yeah. My next live stream, which will be in 2 weeks. I'll be taking next week off. We'll be trying out, for the first time ever, we'll be trying out the lumber mechanics of Farming Simulator. We'll be playing Lumber Simulator. Forestry Simulator, whatever you want to call it. Just to do something completely different before FS22 comes out. Yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know how much fun it's going to be. We'll find out, but it should be interesting. At the very least, it should be a good comedy, because I have a feeling I'm going to do a lot of stupid things. So we'll get to see me make stupid mistakes together. I'm literally going into the lumber stuff blind. I know nothing about it. So it'll be interesting from that perspective, if nothing else. Alright, that's enough for now. As long as the animals are happy for the moment, then we can fast forward again. Why do I have such a small tank? Because bigger tanks cost more money. And I didn't really need a bigger tank, really. We were trying to be money saving if we could. Oh, I didn't actually hit yes. Yeah, some of the really big tanks cost like 150,000 bucks. That's very expensive. I think the one we bought was what, 10,000 bucks? So big difference. Now I could have bought one of the transport ones in the middle that are just like 20,000 bucks that holds like twice as much, 3 times as much, something like that. But I wanted one that could still digest it down. So that's why I just got the cheapest spreader I could get. All right, got to feed the cows again. Again, we don't have much left in the way of food. Once we run out of food, they're done. We're at 940,000 bucks. So close. I mean, at this point, if we just fast forward to when we sell cakes, we'll hit it, actually. But I'll play it out. Why not? Maximize the money that we get. We're not going to give him any more straw. We're going to let that run out. And we'll just give him food. Knock that one back in there. That's alright. Grab you. I think that's the first time I've knocked one back into the storage. We might go ahead and make up the last of the food right now, just so we know exactly how much we have left. Technically, we could feed the cows some hay after the straw runs out, right? We could use the rest of the hay to give them a little more food if we need to. They'll be a little bit less efficient, but it at least uses up the hay for something that's going to give us value. I'd have to do the math to see if the less value in hay versus the trouble you go to for all the silage and stuff for TMR. It's possible that there's actually a breakpoint there where the hay becomes still worthwhile to do without even doing TMR at all. Now, I do the TMR because I just like the idea of combining multiple products to make the food. I don't know, it's just part of what I enjoy about the cows. But I could see how some people who just want to keep it simplified might just settle for the hay and just never do anything else. Alright, yeah, we should be able to fit the next batch in here. Go ahead and make that up real quick. I'm about to see how many people I can get to join the stream. Well, thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's get the 1 straw. Let's get the 2 hay. Let's get the 1 silage. Alright. That's that. Let's grab the last of it. And that's the last of the food we're going to be running. Again, unless we decide to do the hay. The last of the TMR we're going to be running. Glad there's 2 forks on this thing. That's I missed the top fork twice. Could sell the rest of the silage into the biogas. I mentioned that. We might do that here in a bit. Okay, so that's that. We already know they're already full. Chickens are okay. I guess we could drop off a load of milk just to keep that rolling. Although, how much milk is in this thing? Still 18,000. There's still tons of milk in there, so it's not going to matter. Oh, you know what I need to check? Let's check the water. There's a little bit of water I can pop into the strawberries. Yeah, I was going to say one of them's already out. There might be a little bit of water left over here. Oh yeah, lots of water. We'll give a little bit to each of them. Cool. Alright, that works. Let's go. Are we gonna hit $1 million before we sell our cakes again? We might. Alright, so water, good. Again, flour we don't care about. Cakes, getting a little bit full, but should be okay for the moment. We can definitely put up some more milk in there. And what did I say about sugar? Sugar was September, so a couple more months. Honestly, the fast food restaurant, it's not a bad price. I think I might go ahead and sell the sugar now. Just be done with it. Drop off the 1 load of milk. Actually, looks like there's enough for another load after this. I'd have to go a little bit over in the stream just to make sure I wrap everything up. Cows out of straw. They are out of straw now, so kind of ignore that now. go pick up some eggs, get those set off to the side, pick up sugar, go sell it at the fast food restaurant. You're trying. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Sam sent you. Hey, Fame, how's it going? Alright, go sell this, come back for another load. Pick up the cakes in a bit. I'm doing alright. I'm doing good. Getting close to the end of the stream, but been a good productive run today. About to hit our $1 million goal here very, very soon. Really? I have to go drive around again. What's the price of the eggs right now? Not very close. Cakes. Cakes are also not very close. Actually, I think it was easier to unload to go around the other side and come at it from the other angle. Leave it to the end of Farming Simulator 22 for me to realize that this is actually a better way to get in here. Alright, last two little loads. Or two little pallets. Oh wow, we're up to 12 years. Sam has been busy. Hey, how's it going? I'm guessing Band Edits is how I would pronounce that. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Alrighty, that's all the sugar. We are done with that now. Just to finish up the cakes, the eggs, and that's basically it. Obviously, there's a little bit of butter and a little bit of strawberries left to sell, but we'll get those. Those are auto-selling at the moment, so not worried about those. I think we're good to fast forward again. Our list here, though, is getting smaller. We definitely have a lot less in this list. $9.69, getting there. Oh, the cakes are so close. Let's see. Eggs. Am I blind? Where are the eggs? There they are. Yeah, they're pretty far off at the moment. How are we looking on the chickens, actually? Chickens are about out of food, so once that's done, that's done. Cows, again, are obviously out of milk, or out of straw, I mean. But still got plenty of food for one more month. How's the bakeries doing? Do we need to empty those out? Probably need to go empty those out real quick. Okay, let's get that done. And then we will fast forward again. For November for the eggs, January for the cakes, most likely. Although, I might need to, well, I'm probably going to have to sell the chickens here in a minute. I'm going to fast forward till they finish their food. And then we'll probably sell them. Because if we wait until, I don't know why I just drove up here. I gotta wait for them to empty out. If we wait until we hit the $1 million, then they will be zero on their health, which means they're worth nothing. So if we want to actually get value for our chickens, we have to sell them a little bit earlier. Kind of the same thing with the cows, but again, with the cows we can keep alive with hay for a little bit. I love these bakeries. The outputs are so small though. I wish these had a bigger output. Otherwise, I like them a lot. I don't know what I guess if I hit it before it actually outputs it, it'll just keep outputting. I did not actually realize that was a thing. That's kind of funny. Kind of have to time it right though, but yeah. Didn't get it done right. Come on. Come on. Where you at? There we go. Oh, I'm kind of mostly done right that time. So we're done there. No, we still got a little more here. Come on, cakes. Let's go. Three more pallets. I'm from Sam. Hey, Isaiah. How's it going? Glad you could join. Appreciate it. Even if just to say hi. I appreciate it. Alright, got one more pallet coming out, and then we are good to proceed. I guess we'll just let me just fast forward till the chickens run out of food properly. There we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and just sell all the chickens, get them done. Cool. That was worth a good chunk of money there. Alright, so chickens are done. We'll sell the building in a bit. Cows are almost done. We're almost to the $1 million. We're very, very close. I mean, we could get there right now. I'm this close to just doing it right now, but let's just fast forward. We'll get to a good month. It's fine. We can zip along here. No need to undersell our value here. It's because I'm impatient, in a hurry. Next stream, I'm going to grind to get as many people as I can. Well, I appreciate that, Samuel. Thank you. Okay. So that is that. Cows are basically out of food. So, can we sell anything for any value right now? I might have to give the cows a little bit more food just so that we can keep them alive. Yeah, the eggs are just not at a good price right now. What about the cakes? Cakes are good. We can sell the cakes. Fast food restaurant. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. $1,000,000. Here we come. Sam sent me from Among Us. You get something for getting people in the stream. I'm telling people on every single app I can. I mean, I'm not giving anything except a big thank you, I guess. So you get the joy of helping somebody out, I suppose. All right, how many cakes do we got left in here? None there. Just one more stack up here. Come on, there we go. Let's go. Let's hit our $1,000,000. We will technically have hit $1,000,000 before the end of the official end of the stream. It might take me a few minutes to sell everything. So, to see what our actual net worth is. Hey, $1,000,000! We did it! I need confetti. Nice. Excuse me, dude. Sorry. Excuse me. All right. Now we can start breaking apart the farm and seeing how much we got here. Do we still have stuff to make cakes in there? We still have enough to make a little bit of cake. So I guess we'll let that fast forward and make a little bit more cake. But we can sell some things. We can sell the buildings over here. Not the milk. We can sell the granary. Or the flour mill, I should say. Which would be, yeah. So, select. It's not worth much. 164 months is how long we had that thing. Wow. And then we can sell the chicken coop. Cool. Still a few eggs over there. We could sell, presumably they sell the granaries over here. Not the granaries, the greenhouses, I mean. Yeah, empty, empty, and empty. Yep. 209 months. We've had those. I think that's the first thing we bought, wasn't it? One of the first things we bought. All right, so that's all done. I guess we can sell you whatever you're worth. $500. There we go. What else can we sell? We can sell the equipment, obviously. So I'm not going to take the equipment all the way to the store. I feel like that's a little bit of a excessive driving just to get a little bit extra value. We'll just come over here. We'll repair it, repaint it, sell it. Can we drop off hay here at the biogas? No. If I really want full value, I'll have to sell the hay somewhere. Alright, repair. Oh, we can't repaint here. Never mind. Alright, never mind. We'll have to send it. Sad. That's alright. We can have our workers transport some of these things over. haul that thing, can you? Will it fit under there? No. Sometimes you can haul trailers and stuff. I just don't know if you could haul that. We'll start ferrying equipment to the store. All right, you head over there, my friend. And we'll grab you. We'll just repair you at the store at this point. Your Dark Eater Miter in chat. Cool. Sounds good. Let's get you headed over there. I'm going to break my rule of only using 2 workers at a time while we transport these things, because otherwise it'll take us a while. Cost us $1 to repair what we drove over here with. Alright, and sell. Nice. Oh, I didn't sell the other piece. I'm sorry. I find that kind of funny. He's pushing us. Where you going, dude? Come back here. The AI is so funny sometimes. I gotta make sure I don't sell the tractors this time. Just the equipment. Alright, go get some more. Shouldn't need the front forks for anything else at this point, so we can sell that as well. Ah, we're already up to 115. Alright, while you're moving, let me just keep an eye on the cows. And we'll start fast forwarding until they run out of food here. We run out of food on this next month. There we go. Alright, we can sell the cows now. Let me get this guy started on his merry way. We can actually attach, I just realized we can attach this thing to the front and pull something behind it. It'll look a little funny, but it'll get the job done. Save us a trip. Unfortunately, the red tractor cannot have things attached to the front. Whoa, I just decapitated that dude. Alright, let's get you over there. Let me go ahead and get the cows sowed before I forget. Alright, cows. You have done as well. Appreciate it very much. Hey, Skyzen, how's it going? Thanks again, Sam. Will we hit 1.5 mil? Actually, we might even hit we might even hit 2 mil. I'm not sure. We're getting quite a bit of money for a lot of this stuff. I mean, that wasn't worth much, but some of the other stuff has been worth a little bit. Am I in Among Us? I am not. Oh, you're asking Sky's on. Never mind. I see that now. Alright, let's get you back over here. Grab you. Sell some more. It'll take me an hour just to sell everything. Goodness. We had a pretty decent sized farm, apparently. Alright, let's grab the cedar, get this sold off. This actually should be worth a good little bit of money. Joining lobbies, posting the messenger, repeating the process. Oh, well, don't be annoying. I mean, I appreciate it, and as long as people are okay with it. But I don't want you to be annoying either, though. But I appreciate it either way. Alright, let's grab this on the front. All right, let's get you sent over there. I guess we could sell some of the fields. I keep forgetting about that. To be fair, these transportation jobs are keeping us busy right now. Moving all the equipment over. It really wasn't worth that much, but it was something. It helps. Every little bit's helping. Alright, let's get you back over to the farm. Alright, let's get some farm stuff. So we can sell... I guess we can sell these fields down here. I won't sell this yet, because we got equipment over here. Same thing with that. We'll wait for that. Up to 1.5 mil just from selling the land. Nice. Oh, I love this tractor. Glad we got this one way back when. It's been a good tractor for us. Alright, can we actually connect that to the front? Can. Nice. That'll make it a little easier here. Oh, I still had food for the cows. I didn't realize I hadn't emptied it. That's alright. Not the end of the world. It would have been just a tiny bit more milk. I thought we had already emptied all the milk, all the food out. No worries. We got a bunch of silage and hay in there. We'll drop the silage off at the biogas. Along with the manure and the slurry. And we got this baler first thing too, didn't we? Like it was one of the first things we grabbed. That served us well. Lasted us the whole game. So we can sell a mechanic shop while we're here. That is gone. We can't sell you yet. Okay. Let's get you picking up. We'll pick up the TMR mixer. Have you transport that back real quick. Hey Samuel, thanks again, and have a good night. I just had a good amount of food in here. It's all right. Honest mistake. I could put it in there. Go buy 1 cow. No, I'm not gonna do that. How much slurry do we actually have? Oh, I can't see how much slurry we have. That's kind of funny. Does it show up here? Yeah, it does. Okay. Actually got quite a bit of slurry left. My goodness, 35,000 liters, really? I guess they still make slurry if they don't have straw. They just don't make manure. One thing I did see in FS25 that I thought was really cool. Obviously, they've been increasing the graphics, they're increasing the lighting, stuff like that. But the reflections are going to be like authentic, like real reflections. Like you're going to be able to see the reflection, like the hood of a tractor that's going to reflect the trees around you as you're driving past those trees. So it looks like the reflections are, because the reflections in the game currently are like a skybox, I think, or something like that. But it looks like they're going to be more realistic and accurate in FS25, which is really cool. Little things. I mean, it's just a cosmetic thing that adds a little bit of depth and, you know, realism to the game, which is always good. It's a lot of work to break down a farm of this size. 2 more trips after this one. Well, 3 more, because there'll be 2 more full trips and a partial. I bet the reflection on these milk containers is going to be really nice in the FS22. Because obviously they're one of the things that reflect stuff the most. Keep forgetting which container I'm pulling. I was about to try to put milk in this thing. I don't think that's going to work. And how much more milk do we have? A little bit more. This will be our last load of milk. At this point, I'm just going to tell the bakeries to sell the last little bit of cakes that we're going to get from fast forwarding directly. Just because it's not going to be worth trying to haul like a couple pallets here. Yeah, there's not really that much left. There's still a lot of product in there, unfortunately, but we can't avoid that. All right, let's get you head over to the store. Sell our milk trader. I remember to sell our little solar panel that's set up. It's not really, it's not done much, but it has sold, you know, I mean, you got to figure over 20 years. I would love to see how much money we've made off that little tiny solar panel. Oh, that thing was worth a good chunk of money. Guess it wasn't really worn down that much. We got one more load after this, maybe? Yeah, one more. Have you go pick up the hay, go drop that off real quick. It's not worth much, but it won't take that long to zip over there real quick. Actually, almost planned that out perfectly. I mean, we got a little extra silage more than we needed, but the hay almost mathed out with the straw pretty nicely. And the straw that we stopped producing, right? We stopped doing the grain, the straw producing crops. That actually lasted right exactly where we needed to. That was nice. Nice, last of the slurry. Gotta empty out the manure and sell all this over here. Pick up the silage, sell that. And then we're just fast forwarding until the dairy's empty and the bakeries are empty. Alright, let's go sell this trailer. $1,500. It's not nothing. All right, waiting on you. I guess while we're, let's see. Just fast forward a little bit while we're waiting on this guy to catch up. Get a little bit of that stuff sold off out of the biogas. Alright, let's pick up the silage, drop that off at the biogas, and then we're done for the day. We can fast forward till next month. Well, technically we just need to fast forward to November. So we can sell the eggs, and that'll be it, I think. I forgot the manure, but we'll get that in a moment. Alright, silage. Spit you out. Spit you out. Storage is empty. Perfect. I don't think all of this will fit in the biogas, will it? Most. Oh, did he get into that last one? Almost. Most of it went in. That's good. Alright, let's grab you. You can... Actually, at this point, we can sell you. I should have just left you over there. We can sell you at this point. Because the white tractor can bring over the manure, and then he'll bring the last of the stuff later. Oh, it's on the other side. Silly me. That is it for the manure. You sold off, man. You have served us well, my little tractor. Wow. Actually, you know what? Was this? I think this was the first thing we bought, wasn't it? We're just gonna park him over here, and we're gonna make him the last thing we sell. It's kind of bittersweet to get rid of this little guy. This trailer can be sold, so we'll bring this over. And we can sell the land. And actually, we can sell the stuff that was over there. Let's see. We can sell you. And we had this thing for what? Almost 7 years. Alright, that is everything over here. So... you get sold. And you get sold. You know, one thing I could do is I could buy some flour at full price just to be able to finish off the rest of the stuff that we have for cakes. All right, that is that. Yeah, we're gonna hit 2 mil easy. Let me see something real quick. Let's check out the flour. Or did I might have modded this to where it's cheaper now because I needed it for something else. How much does it cost us to buy flour? $5.69. How much does 1,000 liters of flour sell for? Oh, okay, no, that's pretty close to full price. I mean, technically it goes to $6.67, but it's not. That's basically we're paying max price for it. So yeah, no, why not? Let's just. It's gonna bug me to. These things still have stuff in them. We just need to get a little bit more flour. I'll even go a little bit over just so that we can justify paying for it. Cool. That'll use up all the rest of that. Except the flour. I think at this point then we can actually fast forward. Honestly, just fast forward straight to November. Sell the eggs, and by then we'll see how much flour's left. It's gonna take us a while to sell all this, to be honest. How are we doing on the butter? Still quite a lot. Oh, I have to fast forward a little bit. You won't actually fast forward to 8 o'clock. Unless I get kind of... I think I have to get like to 9 o'clock or something. Well, actually I think this right here might work. There we go. Get the eggs sold. Then we'll just be basically non-stop fast forward and everything else sells off. Honestly, while we're transporting the eggs over, which we're just going to go to the restaurant, we'll just put this on 360 just so it can kind of be fast forwarding a bit in the background. And actually, I guess we don't need either tractor anymore after we sell this. Guess it took us 6 hours just to sell the eggs. Alright, let's move you over. And how are we doing on the other things? Getting there on the butter. Cakes. Tickets are just going to take a couple more months. We'll just keep fast forwarding. Did we finish all this? We finished all that so we can sell the biogas. Oh, I never got that other little silage. Okay, I'm not that worried about it. Not worth driving over there just one little pallet of silage. Hey, Ulta. Or Ultra, I should say. Sorry. Going all right. About to wrap up the stream, but we're trying to see... We're just finishing up this series, selling everything we got, see how much money we had as a net worth. And that will be it for this series. Alright, let me get daytime. We'll sell the tractor in a second, but I just want to wave off to our beautiful white tractor one last time. Bye, white tractor. You have served us well. That was not worth much. That's that. And then... How are we doing on the dairy? Dairy's almost done. Bakery's still going to take a little bit longer. Alright, let's just go ahead and fast forward to tomorrow. We'll do this until those last couple things finish selling off. And then our last thing will be to sell our little red tractor. Well, we'll sell our solar panel. And then our little red tractor. Alright, Bakery still got a little bit. Oh, thanks, Ultra, for the sub. I appreciate it very much. Very kind of you. Alright, that should be the bakery. Oh, sorry, the dairy. Looks good. Let's go sell that. Come on. Nice. Alright, let's just fast forward a couple more months till we get to the end of making the cakes. Almost there. Two more... It's like 2 more months maybe to sell the rest of the... Get the rest of the eggs and the milk. By the time our bakery finishes, we'll be in our 21st year, won't we? Or are we? We might already be in our 21st year now. Technically, we'll call retirement at 20 years. The rest of this was just because it was there. We did not have to do all this extra stuff. It's a little bit more fast forwarding to get that last little trickle. Next, we'll make it easier on ourselves. We'll just fast forward to tomorrow. And then we'll be done. Fast forwarding. Sell everything. Last couple things, and then... Yeah, well, like I said, we'll break 2 mil already, obviously, but I don't think we'll go much higher than that. I guess we got the main land. The main land is worth... Actually, we already broke 2 mil. Never mind. The main land's actually worth a good chunk of money. So, alright, that is all that. So, let's go... Sell the bakeries. Sell the solar panel. Sell the land. And then say goodbye to our little red tractor. Oh, and this little thing. Totally forgot about you. It's 5,000 bucks right there. Just sitting there. These bakers are not worth much. 20,000 bucks on that one. We have had those a while. And then where's our little solar panel? 200, and we've had it basically since the beginning, haven't we? It's crazy. And then last but not least, well, not last, but second to last but not least, our land. And now our little tiny tractor. All right, guys. It has been a run. 21 years of in-game time. 35 streams. So just over about 106, 107 hours, something like that total. I mean, a little bit around there. And that is it. 2.2 million bucks. We're going to get basically nothing for this little red tractor. You know what? We're not going to sell this little red tractor. This little red tractor will live on in infamy. I'm going to repair him up, though. He deserves to be repaired at this point. Repaired, repainted. There we go. Dirty, but who cares? Little red tractor has served us well. He's not worth selling at this point. He'll just be out here as a statement piece. Oh, all right, guys. Took me 48 minutes to sell everything. Goodness, that was a while, but we had a lot of stuff to sell. And it was a good run. I enjoyed this run. My next live stream for Farming Simulator will be, like I said, in 2 weeks from today. Because next week I'll be taking the week off. So it'll be on the 17th, I guess, of July. And we'll be playing, we'll be starting our lumber run. Doing some forestry on whichever map that is. Let me just save this. I just kind of want to look at it real quick while I'm talking. Sorry. Quit. And then my next live stream that I'm going to have on the channel is Saturday. We'll be kicking off a... you know what? I think I'm going to give myself another break. I think I'm going to skip Saturday. If you were looking forward to Saturday Civ run, it's going to be a brand new run. And I'd rather not start a brand one and then skip a week and then start and then do the rest of it. I'd rather just do them in back to back. So we'll skip Saturday as well. Give me a little bit of a break on Saturday before my family gets here. And so my next live stream for Saturday for Civ will be in a couple weeks as well. So I guess the very next live stream you guys see will actually be Football Manager on the 15th. But anyway, so my next live stream of Farming Simulator will be on... Which map is it? Silver Run Forest. Should be fun. I don't even remember what this thing has. I'm going to take a look at it real quick, just because I'm curious. Have I ever looked? I might have looked at this once. Maybe. I actually don't remember if I've ever looked at this. I feel like I would have pulled it up as soon as the DLC launched or dropped or the expansion or whatever, but I might not have. I guess I should turn off all my mods if I was just going to load up the map real quick. We got a lot of mods loading up. Note that you can carry around small pieces of wood by hand if they're not too heavy. Well, I appreciate that note. There we go. Let's get in here. Yeah, so this is the map we're going to be running on. Again, I've never really... I don't know really anything about this map. It's got, what, 3 fields on it? So we're not really... I don't think we're doing anything field related. I know it's got the mine up here, right? This is the mine with all that stuff. So I think we have to use the mine at some point. Where are we standing? We're standing over here. Very cool. So what is that down there? It's a cool map. Like I said, I just never really played around with it. A waterfall over here. Nice. Beautiful. What is this? Question mark. Is this like the starting area or something? Oh yeah, just help stuff. What do we have? There's no tractors or anything on here. Sorry, I keep hitting the wrong menu. There we go. What is over here? We got... That's what... Okay, see, this is what we want to do. I want to build the roller coaster. That's my goal. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if it'll be worth it. But my goal for the next live stream run will be to figure out the woodworking and build the roller coaster. And I have no idea what that involves at all. So it'll be fun to figure out. Hopefully we can figure out before FS22 comes out. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. And we'll get to play around with that. So there we go, guys. Appreciate everybody coming out. Appreciate all the new subs, the new views, the new comments, everything. And if you're watching on the VOD, I appreciate you guys as well. But that'll be it for today. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.